Hello.
Okay.
So we'll just go to Dynamic CRM. So today we'll learn how to use plugins, and we'll show a bit of coding and things like that. You familiar with C# coding, Hussein?
Yep.
Okay. Well, okay. So we'll start. We'll start using it. 1 second. I'll just. Okay. Yep. Okay. So basically, what we want to do is we want to create a plugin today that will create a trigger when the like a contact is when a contact item is created. It will do something after when the contact item is created, or when any item like this. We'll focus on contacts, but for any entity, whether it's accounts or whether it's anything else. If an item is created, then you can do other things with it. Okay, so
Okay.
so if we go to Visual Studio here, so it's just loading up, and so we'll focus on, I'll just say, we'll go to contacts, and we'll have just go to new contact. So what we'll do is, just 1 second, Visual Studio is loading. This is loading as well. Okay, what we'll do is we'll say that if a record is created, full name that contains, I don't know, that contains George, then the job title would be IT manager or something. This is just an example. Obviously, a real life sample. You can you can choose what you want to use the plugin for. Okay, so no, Visual Studio is taking time. All right, so what's this? Okay, I don't know what that was, but anyway, so am I able to? There we go. Okay, so let's go new file, new project. All right, and we have the D365 DevX projects here. Okay, so how did we get this? How do we get this? We got this from NuGet. So if we go to extensions and updates, should be slow. Okay, so if we go to online, and if we type in CRM, then down here somewhere, the second page, we have the developer extensions. Okay, so that's the one I downloaded to get these projects. Okay, so let's go and create a plugin. So if we go file, new project, and we'll go to plugin, and we'll call this here So I'll just call this CRM contact CRM up contact update, you know, job title. Okay, obviously give this a proper name, but this is what I'm giving here. So let's go here. I'll just call this, put a test in front of here, test. All right, so we create a plugin project. So if we click on OK, so it's asking us which version of CRM. So if we go to here, we can find out the version. So if we go here in settings, about the version here is just loading 9.1.0.986. Right, so that's so we'll select the latest version here. All right, so if we go back to Visual Studio, we'll select this one, we'll click OK. All right, so by default, it's created a strong key for us. Okay, and I think every plugin needs a strong key. Right now, what we need to do is we need to, I think, yeah, so what we need to do, we need to right click and add new item. And if we go to CRM, we'll select the CRM plugin class. So we'll just call this here, what you call it, plugin, actually we call this, yeah, update job title for contact. All right, and this is what it gives us here, okay? So don't get too worried about this. I'll show you a bit of what this does. First of all, it's inheriting the iPlugin class, okay? So this is Microsoft.xrm.sdk.iPlugin. Okay, if you look at the references here, it's added the Microsoft XRM SDK for the plugin. And yeah, so that's what's required, and Microsoft CRM SDK.proxy. Okay, so it's inheriting from the Microsoft SDK XRM SDK iPlugin interface. All right, it has one method here. Let me just see what's this. All right, this is, I guess, secure config and secure config. Don't know what this is. I don't know if this is required. Anyway, what you call it, this is one method here called execute. All right, and it has a parameter value iService provider. All right, now this part here is the tracing. So if you want to write any trace logs for debugging purposes, so when you deploy this to live and something goes wrong with the system, if you add traces, then what will happen is that you could see what issue, where your issue has occurred, in which trace log part which trace log part of the code. The context is the current context, which is the context of the CRM. The factory, I don't use this that much, but yeah, this is the factory. And then the organizational service, this is the service. The factory creates the organizational service. It passes through the current user ID, and you have the service here. Okay, and this part here, this is where you start doing your coding. So this is entity. This is the entity class. This is calling from the Microsoft Crm Sdk entity, right? And it's basically saying the input parameter value is the target. Basically, when you run the plugin, if you want to get the current record, you have to say if input parameter is the target. If it's a target, then run this plugin. Okay. And then this is the exceptional handling. Okay, so what you'll do here, as far as I know, if we go entity, what we can do here is we can say if entity is not null. I think that's what we should start off with. Equal to null. All right, and then we go if entity dot what you call it. Let me just get this from the net. That will probably be better. I'll just search from the net. I'll get the code here. All right, so CRM plugin contact, break contact, C#. Let's see if we have some code here that we can get. Okay, that wasn't good. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we have a plugin. We have what you call it. All right, we should add this first line of code here as well. So if this is just a condition to say if what you call it, if context contains target, all right, and actually we should do above here, I think. If contents contains target and target is entity. This is just filtering out the condition here. Okay. What will we have here? Okay. Okay. If I think it is entity dot, just see here. If entity dot logical name is contact, all right. If entity dot logical name, which is the internal name, is contact. All right, we're focusing on contact. And where did we get this value from? We got it from the CRM. If we go to the CRM, here and say we went to the settings and we went to customization. And if we just want to customize the system, which is the default solution, and if we look at the entity here, we expand that here, and if we go to the contact, we got this name here, this internal name. Okay, that name there is pasted here. Okay, so if just saying if this entity is the name, if this entity is contact, then we'll say here entity dot how would you say it? We'll put the attribute name. So for example, we wanted to say if the let's go to the form once again. We'll go to the contact form. All right, so we got the full name attribute here. Yep.
Do we have a possibility to typecast into some classes? Do we have built-in classes for contacts and other entities?
Yeah, you can create early bind and late bind classes. You got to do you got to download the Crm Sdk for that, and go from there. I'll show you I'll show you a bit about that. So if you want to create the Crm, just one second, Crm early bind generator or bind classes or whatever. You got one tool, the XRM toolbox, which you could do that. The other way is the code as well. So Crm early bind, Crm SV utool, I think it is. Utool Crm, I think it's SVC utool or something like that. And you can create early bind classes here. You can go and create early bind classes here as well. So if we go to, if you run this, okay, so what you will do is you download the SDK. So I'll show it quickly, all right? We'll download it. So if we go here, we'll download the SDK. So Crm Dynamics 365 Crm SDK download. All right, so we'll download, I think it's this one here, software development kit, version 9. All right, where is it? We can install and use the package in Visual Studio. Okay, before you're able to download it, let me see if we can just download it. Okay, you can download from NuGet. So if we do it from in Visual Studio, you can install from Visual Studio. Manage NuGet packages. Newton Soft. I don't know what this Newton Soft is. But you download the SDK, right? And basically from there is a Crm SV utool, what you call it, You run this on the command prompt. So the command prompt in what you call it. Let me just minimize this. Command. If you run this in the command prompt, there we go. If you run this in the command prompt here, you locate to the Crm Sdk util. Let me see if I have downloaded here already. Let me just see. Let me just go to my downloads. Crm. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah. But you download it and then you run this code here. Where were we? Sorry, I just lost myself. I apologize for that. Yeah, we run this CRM this code here. It generates a CSC. It generates a CS file. So the output is a C# file, and then what you can do in the C# file, you can go into Visual Studio, and you can go into Visual Studio and you can add that as a what you call the CS file, and then you can start using that file, and you start doing coding with the class generated, the early bind class, and you can start coding according to that. So yeah, you could do it that way. This is the way I'm teaching you is late bind. So you're just how would you say, you're not using the C# classes. You're doing it all throughout this manually with the code here. So yeah, does that explain a bit of it? Just research on it. Crm Early Binding, okay. And I was trying to download the SDK, but I don't know what happened. It was pointing me somewhere else, and I haven't done that yet. I mean, my majority of my development has been done on CRM on premises, not on CRM Dynamics 365. So I need to investigate that. Maybe there's new ways to develop in Dynamics 365, and that's why it's asking to install through the NuGet package, and I haven't done through the NuGet package yet before.
No problem. Just want to know that.
Yeah, there is a way to do things. Yeah. All right. So if we go to the entity dot attributes, right, and if we get the attribute name, so if we go here, all right. So that we were at this full name. So if we say if full name, to get the attribute value, well, this is the name here, full name. This is the internal name, right? And we'll paste that there. If entity the attributes, if entity attributes,
so the attributes internal name or whatever name you're typing, is it some kind of internal name which is different from the display name?
Yeah, so the display name,
for example, you have written full name without spaces and in all small.
Yeah, this is basically the value in the database.
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
All right. No, that's okay.
Yep.
So let me just go here. Okay, object equals to string. If let me just do one thing quickly here. If we'll go here. If we create a new item, we won't bother putting a condition. We'll just say if we create a new record, then the job title is IT manager to start off with. Okay, so if we go here, job title, we grab the job title here. All right, and we'll just go here, equals here, IT manager. All right. I think that's what should be it. Okay, so let's what you call it? Let's build this application. Okay, so just one second. All right, we've got the plugin registration tool here with the Crm Sdk. Anyway, I'll show you the plugin registration tool. If we go here, we'll rebuild. So in the background, it's created a DLL for us. So if we go here into the solution path, and I got too many things open. Just one second. All right, and if we go down to this path location, it's created a DLL in the background here. Okay, this DLL here. Okay, all right. And what you want to do, if you want to deploy through plugin registration tool, you can do a couple of things. You can download the SDK, and let me try the SDK once more. If we can't, then I'll show you how to do it through the Visual Studio. If we go to here, and let me see if I can download the SDK. So Dynamics 365 SDK download. Saying NuGet. Okay, I haven't done this NuGet one before. When I do on premises, you can download the SDK. For example, I'll show you. If we go to like Dynamics CRM 2013, there should be an SDK you can download. This is one of the on-premises version. All right. So you can download the SDK here. Okay, I'm not sure about the Dynamics 365. I've done more on-premises. I've done more on-premises coding than on Dynamics 365. So if we go here and if we download the 2013, let's just download it. All right. It's just taking time to download. Okay. It's there. So if I'll just put it in session 4. Just one second. All right. So I'll just put the SDK here. The other one's still downloading. This one here. Let me see if this is downloading. Yep. This is the SDK. The other one that I copied, this UI, I don't usually touch that one that much, but this is the SDK here. So if we can extract it, we'll just run as administrator. Yes, and then we can extract the files. Continue. All right, this location here. CRM 2013 SDK. Okay. All right, extraction is complete. So if we go here, CRM SDK, now we have the tools here. So for example, the tool here, we have the plugin registration tool, and you can run this here, the plugin registration. Okay, obviously this is CRM 2013 SDK plugin registration tool, so it's probably you're not going to be able to use it for Dynamics 365. Maybe it might work, but I'm not sure. So you can create a new connection. You connect to your system. So over here it says Office 365 for online, and then you put in the region. So if we go here, Europe, Middle East, no, not this one, Asia Pacific. You put in the username and password, and then you're able to log in. So let me try and put the password. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, you'd have to do something like this. I'm trying to
Maybe you need the username for the CRM. Is it the username is for CRM which you typed in, or is it the Office 365 user?
The username I'll believe is the, if we go here in your account, I think this will be the username, Mutaza Hassan, not this one here. So when I logged in through to the portal.office.com, I logged in as this guy here, Mutaza.Hassan. Okay, so we get admin.microsoft.com. I believe that's what the username is. As mentioned, I've done more on premises coding. I haven't done that much on Dynamics 365, but let me just try this.
So this use component registration or plugin registration tool will registered in the Dynamics 365 or Dynamics CRM on-premises version. As
yeah. So like say
available as a testing. Sorry.
Say again.
Yeah, I'm saying when you will register the plugin, so that plugin will be available to different instances of Dynamics 365 or CRM on-premises version, or only a specific instance where you want to test it.
So yeah, you might have, like, for example, might have say you have CRM 2013, right? You have they're all on premises. You might have a dev, you might have a UAT. If you have it on premises, for example, you would specify the server name, and then the server of the Dynamics 365 instance, right? And if it's SSL, you can check that. Then you put in the username on your the username of yourself in the CRM. So whatever your username is in the CRM, you can add that, and then you put the password, and then you log in, and it should connect to it. And then from there, you can go and upload you can go and add plugins and all that stuff, and register plugins and go from there, and it will deploy to your on-premises environment. So if I'm trying to get this running a bit, but I'm having issues. So what I'll do is, if you just try to Google YouTube and go here, CRM plugin registration tool example or tutorial or something like that. This was 2011, but anyway, like if we just this, if you watch some of these videos, this will show you how to register plugins and go from there. What I'll show you is I'll show you through the Microsoft way. So if we go through just one second, if we go to here, I think there was a way here. If we go, I think these are some of the add-ins I added before. So if we go D65 developer, we've got NuGet packages, we've got plugin registration tool. We'll try to deploy it through here. Let's see if this works. All right, click OK. So, okay, I think it's installing the plugin registration tool. So let's go back here. Let's go Murtaza. Let's go downloads. Let's go here. Software course. 365 session 4. All right, we have the CRM 2013 SDK. Let's just try here and create a new folder. We'll just call this CRM. We'll just copy CRM 365 SDK. Let's just see if that works. All right, let's go OK. What the hell? Just one second. Let me try that again. Develop extension, get plugin registration tool. If we go to Microsoft downloads, session 4. Okay, I'm having issues here. Sorry guys, this is not going that smoothly. Let me just try to download Crm Sdk here. I don't know why I'm having issues.
Maybe we need to install that tool.
Sorry, your voice is cutting out. I can't hear you.
And that's why it's trying to locate where the tool is installed.
I'm not sure. I couldn't hear what you said. It was cutting out. But look, I've got it here. Dynamics 365 Software Development Kit. This is what I was after. So if we go download, here we go. This looks better. So if we go next.
One second, Mustafa. Go back. Good. Can you go back to the Chrome?
Yep.
Can you go back to Chrome? This back button.
Yep.
If you see, you just go down. You see, they've given the version 9 link also. It says that download the latest Dynamics 365 9 SDK from here, and then they've given the link also.
This one here?
Yes.
I think version 8 should still work. Yeah, if we go here, it's telling me to download from NuGet package the version 9. That's okay. We're downloading the version 8. We've got some good news here. So we're downloading. So if I'll just look at this. It does say 2016, but just 1 second. So if we go to CRM SDK, just paste that here. We've got 2016. Cut this there and paste it here. Again, I don't use the UI one. Here we go. Dynamics 365 SDK. So let's run this. Right, yes. Yes. Continue. Do anything? Okay. Yes. Continue. All right, here we go. So let's go to extract it here. So we'll go back to download software with the Dynamics 365 section 4 SDK. All right, extracting the files there. Okay. Just downloading. Obviously, when you create your first plugin, it might take time to get it working and stuff. But once you get it working, then it's easy. After that, you can just do deployments and continue on with there. I'm having issues. This is my first time downloading here. So we've got the Crm SDK here. All right. We have the tools. Okay. If you want to see some sample codes, there's some sample codes here. C# codes. You can play around with that. Okay. But we'll go to tools, and we'll go to plugin registration tool. All right, here we are. So this is the Dynamics 365 one. Okay. So we create a new connection. Office 365. Display, show advanced. Okay, I'm just logging in as myself. Hopefully this should work. Geez, it's gone to all the location. Germany. Should go to Asia. Wait, hold on. Let's go back to the connected organization. Show advanced online region. We'll select Asia Pacific. Let's try now. Please load Microsoft.com. Let's log in. And
You try Oceana?
say again?
Is try Oceana.
No. admin at bizload on Microsoft.com. Yeah, that's right. Control. Let's see if this one. Okay, sorry guys, I'm having issues here. All right, let me just do this. Let me just write down now. Let's go here. Let's try this. All right. Did it work? I don't think it worked. Yeah, I'm having issues here. Okay. Anyway, you need to connect through the plugin registration tool here, and it'll come up with all the plugin. It'll come up if you wanted to upload the DLL file. You'll do it through here. You can do it through here. And let me try on premises. No, that won't work. Office 365. Yeah, guys, I'm having a bit of issue here. So the best way I can tell you is, look, this is how you create the plugin, okay? And basically, what you call it, to follow this example, try to follow this code, all right? Especially this part here, if entity.logical name is contact, then just set the .job title as contact. Then what you can do, then as you saw, I'm having issues with the Crm Sdk. You try to get the plugin registration tool working. Once you get the plugin registration tool working, then there's some videos if you want, plugin registration tool, which I showed you. You can watch those videos and you can upload your plugins and go from there. What it should do, as I said before, was that what you call it. So if we go, so when you upload a plugin, if you go to the settings and if you go to the solutions, customize the system. If we go to plugin assemblies, I believe you should see your plugins DLL file uploaded here. You should see it here. You do it through the plugin registration tool, and you should see your DLLs here. Okay. What you also do when you create the plugin registration tool, when you do the plugin registration, there is a message, right? The SDK message. The message is basically what you call it. What the message is, just the event. So delete, update, those type of things. Create. These are your events. So when do you want the plugin to execute? Delete, update. create those type of things. Let me just try one thing here. I saw this message here in the plugin assembly. How to register plugin assembly. Let me just click here and see if this helps. Okay, this is the, okay, maybe I'm using the, okay, so this is what it's telling to do. So contosa@microsoft.com, as you can see here, that's what I tried to do. My name, microsoft.com. I didn't get this option here online. Let me just try this one last one. Download the program restriction tool here from NuGet. All right. This is telling me to run a PowerShell script. Okay. Right, this is, I haven't done this before. Anyway, try to download it. Sorry, download it and go from there and yeah, go that way. Now, the other thing you can do is you mentioned the early bind classes. The early bind classes, if we go to just one second. If we go to the SDK, we have the early bind classes. Where is it? Tools. Where is it? SDK. Bin folder. The CRM SVU tool is here. Okay. And basically, let me see if I'm able to generate early bind classes for you guys. Let me see if I could at least do that. Okay. So, so let me Google this. Dynamics 365. Dynamics 365. Early bind. Check it out. CRM SVCU tool. All right, so if we try to run this code here, all right, let's get this code here. Let me just copy this. All right, this is the online. All right, let me just paste this here. Notepad. So what you would have to do is you would have to type in CRM SVCU tool. You type in the organizational name to get this. The first parameter is the URL. You just type it here. You get the URL. You put the organizational name here. Get this API dot xrm.2011.organization.svc. If you what you call it, if we go to the CRM here, if we go to developer resource, okay, what's happening now? What comes to developer resource? Developer resource. All right. So if we look at the organizational service, so we have the bizload. So this is the endpoint address we put here. Okay, you put in the endpoint address here, which is that value there. Okay, please load API CRM6. CRM6 means this is the Australian one. If it uses the CRM, I think that's the American region, but CRM6 is Australian region. Then we go here and put in the output file name. We'll call this here. We'll call this here CRM Early Bind, or whatever you want to call it, CS file. Then you put in the username. So the username you go put here, admin at on Microsoft.com, and then you go put in your password. Okay. Obviously, I'm not going to put in a proper password. My code won't work because I won't be able to put my password in here. But in real life, you put in a password. So you can call this password 123, right? And then basically, what will happen is you this part here. If we go past the password, we can add namespace if you want to. Service context name, you can do that as well. We can just ignore that for now. What you would have to do is, if you go here, we grab this code. All right, this won't work. Obviously, my password is wrong. This is not my password. But what we'll do is, what you would have to do is you go to the command prompt, and what you'll do is you go to the location here in the bin folder. All right, push. All right, and then you run this code. Wait, sorry. You copy the code from here, and you paste it there, and you run it, and it should generate it for you. Obviously, this won't work because the password is wrong. Okay, authentication failed. Okay, obviously because this is I'm doing in front of you guys, I can't share my password with you guys. But that's what you do. It'll generate a CSV. It'll generate a CS file called CRM Early Bind CS. So it'll generate it in this folder here. Okay, a CS file. And then what you do is you just when you go to your Visual Studio, you can add that to the project, and you can go from there. Any question, guys? Sorry, this wasn't a proper. Wasn't able to do properly here, but any questions?
So what's the difference between this way or and
okay.
the way?
So in that way, okay. So let's just say I'll show you something. Okay. So let's just say it created a class called CRM SV. It created the class called CRM Early Bind.cs. All right. What will happen is if you go here, what you call it, when you add the class, so if you just go here, add existing class, it will create it will have all the class names for you. So if I just create a new class, I'll show you what it does. If we go to code here, and we'll just call this here, we'll call this with the same name, so we'll call it.
Say, can you do one thing? Can you stop sharing screen for a minute and generate a class, and then you can share the screen again so we can't see the password.
Sure. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me do that 1 sec. Okay. I'll stop the sharing. Okay. Hello.
Yep.
Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Okay. Just 1 second, guys. I'm trying to generate here. Is it generating? No, it's giving me errors. Unable to log into Dynamic CRM. Okay. Just 1 second. Yeah, geez, man, this is giving me issues. Maybe because I have the trial version, it's not allowing me to do the development properly. That might be one reason. I don't know what it is. Just 1 second. Let me try it once more. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay. See if this works. No. What's it saying? Credentials. Let me just try one more thing, guys. Just 1 second. Yeah, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having issues generating the level 1 class. Basically, it's just like how would you say? You know how link if you connect your database to link queue, right? Any of you guys familiar with link queue? guys, or like entity
Yes.
framework, right? So if you connect your database, let me just see my screen again.
Yep.
Just 1 second. If you connect your database to entity framework, it creates all the objects for you, right? It creates your tables. It creates your tables. It creates your what you call it. It creates your columns. So all you need to do is you need to specify what column it is, and then you can just do a save object or save change, and then update your database. You get what I mean?
Yes.
But basically, that's what it is. That's what the early binding is. It creates the so for each entity. So you have an account, right? The account it'll create a class for an account. If you have a contact, it'll create a class for contact, and if it'll have all the column names it's associated with the contact. So it would have what you call it. It would have like the first name, the last name, the address, and all those details as a public property for each of the entities. So like for contact, contact dot first name, contact dot last name. Do you get what I mean?
It's got the idea. It means it creates the context for the class, right?
Yeah. So in this case, what I did here, if we look here in the logical name, I created a contact. I had to specify. I had to hard code the contact text. But if you had the early bind class, you would probably just link it up. You just go here, contact dot logical name, something like that. It would have a class in there, contact. Once again, they'll have the class called contact, and then they'll have a property called logical name. And in the background, the value would still be contact. It would still be this value here. You get what I mean? But it's in the class, but because in the class has created all the attributes for you. Make sense?
Yeah, got it. It makes development easy, right? Because you get all the attributes and names in Visual Studio.
Yeah. So that's about it. So yeah, this last part I wanted to show you the coding part, and I'm having issues. I was able to show you the JavaScript last week. So I think that wraps up this course. Is there any questions you wanted to ask before anything? And obviously, if you have a question which you don't, which hasn't come in your mind now, and you can ask later on in the WhatsApp group, you can do that as well. But is there any other things you wanted to ask?
Yes, how do you debug this plugins code? Do you always have to do the tracing, or is there any way live debug?
Yep. So what you will do, okay, you have the plugin registration tool here. Okay. So what you do, if you look at Google, so if we go here, debug, CRM plugin, debug plugin registration tool. There is a way that you could do that from here. So if we, you can follow some of these videos here. Okay, so what you would do in this is your plugin registration tool, right? Once you need to set up, I think, a profiler or something like that, and you need to specify which plugin that you wanted to debug, which class, and then what you do here, you go tools, what was it, debug, and you go here, attach the process, right? And you add the you would add the plugin. You will attach the plugin registration tool. For, what you call it? This application here. You will attach it, and then next time when you run the code, it will. And if you run if you try to create a you know, like if you try to create a contact, it will go and debug and you'll execute line by line for you. Does that make sense? It'll probably start from up here, so we'll go from here and execute line by line.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so any other questions?
None from my side.
Okay. Once again, I apologize. I know the other classes that I did, the first 3 classes were hopefully they were very helpful to you guys. At least you learned the administration part of things. So yeah, yeah, with the coding, play around and hopefully you should get it working somehow. Maybe if you get it working from your side, you can share the solution with us. You know, so maybe one step I didn't do or something like that, which I wasn't able to get it working. Yeah.
One thing, Mirza, can you tell us, in order to do development in Visual Studio, what tools you downloaded? XRM toolkit, right?
So the XRM toolkit, okay, I'll show you the XRM toolkit.
No, what is the tool you downloaded in order to do development in Visual Studio?
Okay, yep, the Visual Studio one, yep. If we go to...
is that from Microsoft or?
This is a NuGet package.
Okay.
If you go to, so we went to extensions, we went to tools and extensions, so I'll just, extensions and update. Then you go to online. Well, actually, if we, yep, and if you type in here CRM, right, there's a whole bunch of things here, you can play around with it, but the one I'm more familiar with is the, what you call it, is the D365 developer extension. All right?
Okay.
And you need to do it. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Any other question, guys?
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. I hope you have a good Christmas holiday, and just yeah, take it easy. You know, don't drive too fast. You know, obviously the demerit points and all. So yeah, just take care of yourself, and yeah, and I hope my course has given you a lot of knowledge. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
That's right. That's right. Bye.